Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Retro Wrestling Room. This is the series where we look back at all the wrestling matches that Dave Meltzer has rated 5 stars and to see if we agree with our rating or not. Since the rematch of this match is happening very soon, probably be happening at the same time this review will be released, let's go back and look at the first bout. We are back on British shores and back with Revolution Pro Wrestling. This is Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku from High Stakes 2022. As always, I am joined by my tag team partner, the Chad Gable to my Otis, Vicky through the Looking Glass.
Hi guys!
How are you today, Vicky?
I'm good. I'm tired, a little bit jet lagged, I'm not gonna lie, but I am good. How are you?
I am very good, excited to check out this match, hoping I can get it all edited by the time the rematch happens.
We've got this. Guys, I don't know if you know, we've literally just got back from Florida, so this will probably be edited in the middle of the night when we can't sleep because we're both still on US time.
So not only physically, us two, but we are back on British soil today. Are you looking forward to going back to check out RPW?
Yes, I know nothing about this match. I know nothing about the rivalry with these two or any background information, so I am going in blind. I've obviously seen Will Ospreay before. I don't know anything about Michael Oku.
Correct.
Every time they say his name though, I think they're going to say Michael Owen, even though he looks nothing like Michael Owen. But as soon as I hear Michael O, I expect them to say Michael Owen, and every time I'm shocked.
Yeah, you probably couldn't look less like Michael Owen, to be honest.
No, not at all. But every time they say it, my mind just instantly goes there. So, yeah, that's my input.
Brilliant. Great input, as always. So, the last time we watched Revolution Pro was Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes.
I think you gave it 4.5, if I remember rightly. And you actually gave Will Ospreay... Well, he was part of the match, it wasn't a singles match, but the PWG match, you gave that 6-man tag 5 stars, so I guess...
High hopes. I struggle with longer matches, you know, I've got the attention span of a goldfish.
I was going to say squirrel.
I'm laughing because of what I thought I didn't say.
You thought squirrel, but then said goldfish?
No.
Oh.
I thought I couldn't say.
God, we haven't started yet, and you've lost your mind.
Oh, right. I'm literally crying. I nearly said I have the attention span of a spoon.
Of a spoon? Yeah, I don't think that's a saying. It's definitely not a saying. Where did spoon come from?
I don't know. And then you said squirrel and I thought you were going to say spoon.
If I had thought spoon as well, then we know we've both gone insane.
Can you cut all of this out?
No, this is definitely staying in.
Literally crying.
I know, I can see that.
I'm so glad this is on video.
I wish it was now.
Oh, the attention span of a spoon is what I was going to say, but spoons don't have any attention span, which is probably most accurate.
So since you enjoyed this so much last time, let's look back at pop culture at the time. What do you think would be number 1 in the music charts?
Dua Lipa?
No, but that's a good guess for that time. So I've got the top 5 for you and I want to know your thoughts. In at number 5, Easy on Me by Adele. In at number 4, Surface Pressure.
Tune.
Now when I wrote Surface Pressure, I didn't know what the song was.
You do, you hate that song.
And then realised, oh, it's the song from Bruno. It's the song from Encanto.
That's not Bruno.
Correct.
Juggles donkeys.
She jungles donkeys.
She juggles donkeys.
She juggles donkeys, correct. She doesn't jungle them.
She might.
In at number 3, ABCDEFU by Gayle.
Tune.
It's a good song. Number 2, Peru by Fireboy, DML and Ed Sheeran. I don't know the song, but I already know I'm going to hate it.
I didn't know the title, but when you said all the people, I was like, oh yeah, it was the one Ed Sheeran did with a gazillion people.
And in at number 1, we can't talk about it because we don't talk about Bruno.
Fair. Though I'd have put Surface Pressure above Bruno. Controversial. Bruno is not my favourite song in that. I know it's the one that's the big song from Encanto, but it's probably one of my least favourites.
What would you think would be at the top of the film charts?
Films, January 22.
Would you like a top 5?
I would.
In at number 5, Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
We didn't see it, but I didn't like the first Venom film. If the song Venom's in it, then I definitely won't watch it because I hate that song. It's one of my least favourite songs of all times.
In at number 4, Halloween Kills.
We don't talk about Oh no, was that the good one?
Halloween Kills was the second of the three. Not as bad as the third.
Just the ending I didn't like.
In at number 3, No Time to Die.
Bond,
In at number 2, June. It's a remake of the 1980s film.
Oh, June.
June.
I thought you said June.
No, I
As in the
said
month.
June. I haven't seen it, but it was a big film, I guess. And number 1, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, that was alright actually, because it wasn't the one with Melissa McCarthy.
It definitely was not. This was the one with Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
Way better.
yeah. It's got Paul Rudd in it, of course it's way better.
We will always look at what was on the front page of the Daily Star on this day, because obviously that's the most influential newspaper in the UK. And that had a picture of Boris Johnson on it saying, "Don't worry sir, I have a cunning plan," and he's talking to Baldrick. Obviously, why would he not? Could you explain what's happening with Boris Johnson on that newspaper?
He's got drumsticks up his nose pretending to be a walrus.
That does appear to be happening.
The York staff are pointing at their watch. The York staff want to go home. They're doing a fucking shitty job as it is, brother. So allow me to tell you this, from the bottom of my heart, when I come back with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, you can all line up, kiss my ass. Thank you, fuck you. Hang on a minute, Rob. Hang on a minute. Hang on 1 minute!
It was just last month in Southampton. 28 minutes, 25 seconds. And as far as I can remember, you didn't pin me, you didn't submit me. If you want to talk about being the first British wrestler to main event the Tokyo Dome, the first British wrestler to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, well, you're going to be the first British wrestler to lose the British Heavyweight Championship to me.
So what was happening in the world of wrestling at the time? 3 days before this match took place, AEW held an event titled Beach Break, and on that show, another match was ranked 5 stars. The ladder match between Sammy Guevara and Cody Rhodes for the AEW TNT title. This turned out to be the final AEW appearance from Cody, who decided not to renew his contract and return to WWE. On the very same day as this match took place, the WWE held their second biggest show of the year, the Royal Rumble. On this card, Roman Reigns opened the show against his former Shield member Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch was successful in her title defense against Doudrop, and Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar were the big winners of the night after winning their Royal Rumble matches and guaranteeing them a title shot at WrestleMania. Then a couple of weeks later, the NWA held a Power Trip show in which Nick Aldis defeated Tom Latimer in an I Quit match. Camille defended an NWA World Women's Championship against Taryn Terrell, and then Matt Cardona defeated Trevor Murdoch by pinfall to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So for the history portion of this video, let's look back at the history of the undisputed British Heavyweight title up to the point of this match. The title was actually created and debuted on the 16th of July 2005 and is the promotion's principal championship, and has now been held by some of the very best wrestlers in the entire world. The current title was formed after the RPW UK Championship and the All England Championship were unified into the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. The title has been defended in the United States and in Japan through RPW's working relationships with New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. We are going to look at the history of the title while it was being used in Rev Pro, as this is when it really came to prominence. Sha Samuels came into the new promotion with the title that he had held for an impressive 686 days before losing it to Colt Cabana at High Stakes 2013. The next year at High Stakes 2014, Colt Cabana put the title on the line up against Party Marty Scurll in a 30-minute Iron Man match in which Skull was able to get the nod with a 3-2 victory. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, was the man to dethrone Skull in the summer of 2015 at the Summer Sizzler event. Styles held on to the title until the high stakes show in 2016, the high stakes show being somewhat of a curse for the reigning champion. Britain's own Zack Sabre Jr. was able to dethrone him on this night. Sabre Jr. was 1 day short of a 300-day reign when Shibata dethroned the Brit at Rev Pro / New Japan Pro Wrestling's Global Wars UK 2016 show, Night 1. Zack Sabre Jr. was able to regain the title though 6 months later, and he had to win it on Shibata's home soil at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Hitage Kinenbi show. The next title change actually happened in the United States when Rev Pro held the show at WrestleCon 2018. The Stone Pitbull Ishii was able to stop the best technical wrestler in the world to take the title back to Japan. The fearless Minoru Suzuki was able to dethrone Ishii in a hard-fought battle at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Style Evolved UK show in Manchester, England. A rematch then occurred at the Rev Pro New Japan Pro Wrestling Global Wars UK 2018 show on the 14th of October in a match where this time Ishii was able to come away with the gold. In the words of the late great Gorilla Monsoon, Zack Sabre Jr. was able to three-peat by winning back the title for the 3rd time at the biggest show in Japan, Wrestle Kingdom. At a London-based show held by New Japan Pro Wrestling Royal Quest, Zack Sabre Jr. put his title on the line against the ace of the universe, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He was able to capture the title after hitting the champ with the high fly flow. Zack Sabre Jr. rose to the occasion yet again, however 15 days later over in Japan at the New Japan Pro Wrestling event titled Destruction in Beppu, and to be a record-breaking champion holding the belt on 4 different occasions. Then finally on Valentine's Day in the year 2020, the aerial assassin Will Ospreay was able to defeat this long-term rival for the title in a match that was also rated 5 stars by Dave Meltzer. And in a cheap plug for you all, this match was reviewed by us way back in episode 2, so make sure you check that one out as well.
Carrying around the past, the present, and the future of British independent wrestling. I am so tired. Tired of hearing the name Michael Oku. You think you are the greatest champion in Revolution Pro Wrestling? You think you're the greatest champion, Britain? I've done the Yorkers. I've done the Madison Square Gardens. I have done the Tokyo Dome. What have you done? And yet you're the one asking for no more referee stoppages when you've got nothing to lose? Who the hell do you think you are?
2 champions. Over 700-day reigns. Who is better? Who is the #1 champion in this country? That's more than enough, man. And then you mentioned my mum. You bought my mum and my loved ones front row tickets to watch you cave my fucking head in.
I am the greatest wrestler of the 21st century.
Why make it personal, Will?
You brought this upon yourself.
You can feel it, can't you?
You should have stayed in your lane.
You can feel the tides of momentum changing against you.
You're a cruiserweight.
You made it personal at the Tokyo Dome, and look what happened.
You are not on that level.
You made it personal against me, and it's gonna happen to you again.
You think you're on the same level as Okada?
And it's gonna keep on happening until you realize that you, Will Ospreay,
I am the best.
are your own worst enemy.
Here we go, it's main event time.
Once the promo package ends, Michael Oku's the first to make the walk to the ring.
I put nice hat, then I realised it was his hood.
It is his hood. Oku stays standing at the entrance stage, soaking in the adoration of the crowd. First things first, the audio from this commentary team is absolutely horrendous.
Michael Oku was one of those guys, just like many of those young men who helped put up the ring.
This is meant to be like the premier promotion in the UK, and this is the standard of audio. Like, it's shocking. If this was an indie promotion in, say, like the early 2000s, you could maybe understand it, but they're the biggest British promotion. Like, they could afford better audio than this.
I don't understand how they don't have good audio when I think my microphone for vlogging is better.
It sounds...
Even this microphone, I mean, okay, it pick up background noise, but my vlogging one that you like clip onto you, that would be better. I don't understand how the sound quality is so bad.
No. It sounds like they've got their hand over their mouth the whole time and they go... It's that bad. It's terrible.
I also put that he's got a strong haircut before we move on.
He does. He's had a fresh haircut.
Yeah, fresh trim. He had it done like that day.
There's no showboating on the way to the ring, just a slow walk and showing how important the match is to him. He makes his way over to his girlfriend Amira Blair and his parents in the front row. As Oku then enters the ring, he does his best Macho Man Randy Savage spin. As the lights dim on the challenger, a video starts up on the big screen. We get an old haunted house look, and once we are inside, there's a book titled Will Ospreay's History, and it opens and shows clips of his various matches over the years. The whole aesthetic of this look looks like the Dark Pictures interactive games, and I thought the creator was going to turn up.
Same. I originally put why are they at Hogwarts? As soon as I saw the castle, it made me think of Hogwarts Legacy. And then I was like, oh my god, this is Dark Pictures. Where's the curator? Is it going to be get them to survive the match? Also like that it said Billy Goat. His name's Will.
When you see some of the accolades that Will Ospreay has won over the years, you begin to be reminded of what a special talent he really is. It really is amazing for somebody who people would disregard in at first as just another flippy wrestler when he was starting out.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone. Like, I know he has gone to New Japan, but I'm surprised he hasn't gone to America.
Well, funnily you should say that. This weekend is his last independent booking because he's just signed with AEW.
Oh, never. I was surprised he hadn't, and I thought maybe he just preferred to be in like the UK or preferred the smaller contracts to be like based like here. Because it always did surprise me that he'd never gone to like AEW or WWE or something like that. So I didn't know that.
He starts to make the walk to the ring with his signature robe and horrific poofy perm. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his amazing elevated theme tune either. But I guess this is peak heel Ospreay, not face Ospreay.
Yeah, I don't mind them changing the music when people turn heel. I think that's okay.
Yeah, it suits him better as a heel. It's just that I really like that theme tune and I missed it. It's another subdued entrance by the champion, who walks over to Oku's family section in a crowd and starts glaring at them. Seeing how the crowd react to everything that Ospreay does is such a stark contrast to the match we reviewed with Zack Sabre Jr. when they were fairly in Camp Ospreay in that match. This time there are strong FU Ospreay chants even before it starts.
I think that shows how good a wrestler he is when you can flip from face to heel and the crowd goes along with it. Because some wrestlers, like, you could never have them turn heel.
Like, imagine Rey Mysterio turning heel now. As the bell tolls, they both stay still and soak in the atmosphere from the crowd. They finally lock up and Oku gets forced back and against the ropes. And in an act similar to the Ospreay vs Zack Sabre Jr. match, Ospreay tries to intimidate Oku with condescending headbutts to rile up the challenger.
There's a lot of headbutts in this match, and I thought, is that because he's a goat?
Ooh, maybe. The commentators put over how Oku is moving up a weight class for this bout as he is the current cruiserweight champion.
I like it when they mention weight classes because it makes it feel more real.
Yeah, 100%. I love it when they do things like that. Ospreay eases away but goads Oku into making a mistake and takes the upper hand and drops him with a stiff looking shoulder tackle. Oku looks to make a comeback but is being overpowered by the champ until he can successfully land a few arm drags and a lovely looking Hurricane Rana to slow Ospreay down.
Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, close enough. I'm not recording that line again, it's staying in now. As Ospreay is tied up in the ropes, Oku lands 2 stinging slaps to the chest. Oku looks for a high cross body but is caught, dropped across the top ropes and followed up by a big boot by the champ and a huge slam to the mat. As Oku makes his way back to his feet, he's dropped again with a single forearm smash to the face. This is then followed by a stiff chop in the corner, which buckles Oku again. As Oku lands 2 big elbows to the head of the challenger, he starts to gesture to Oku's family, which gets a big reaction from Amira. Oku tries to start the comeback, but his shots are not strong enough, and it only takes 1 big chop to drop the challenger.
I feel that looked believable. Like, they are really believable. Like, it feels more, like, less choreographed. It feels like a genuine, I want to say fight, but that's not the right word.
Oku spearheads another comeback, and after hitting the ropes and lands a devastating DDT, which is awesome looking.
Literally 2 seconds after I've said this is average, I was like, oh, that looks good.
He keeps building up the momentum meter with forearm blows and a flying clothesline off the ropes, followed by a drop kick in the corner. This is then followed by a backstabber and a springboard moonsault for a 2 count. In a moment where I thought there was going to be a crisscross, they both hit different ropes and Oku lands a flying knee which knocks Ospreay to the outside. Oku tries to rally the crowd behind him with claps before he comes jumping over the rope. They both end up on the apron and Ospreay gets the first attack off with a big boot and a big clothesline to put the challenger back into the ring.
I love the use of this match between the ring and the outside of the ring. I don't normally like matches when they go outside of the ring, but this I felt like they used it well. Like the way the spots to go from inside to outside to back inside, it was really well done. Some of the best I've seen.
Yeah, a lot of the time when you watch wrestling matches, somehow they end up on the outsides and you're like, there was no real reason for them to end up there.
They just roll out of the ring.
So then they can start doing moves on the outside.
Yeah.
Ospreay then hits his AJ Styles phenomenal forearm into the ring, which is every bit as perfect as any you will ever see. Ospreay then lands big chops on Oku, but like his former Chaos stablemate Okada, he holds onto the wrist to keep the distance where he wants. Ospreay then spins Oku at full speed and delivers a huge backbreaker in the centre of the ring. It's so fast. Ospreay looks to set up a powerbomb, and in a brilliant heelish move, Ospreay fakes smoking a cigarette and putting it out on Oku's back. This is better than any move. These things are what I really love about heels. Back up on their feet and Ospreay goes for the lethal injection, but it's reversed into a poison rana. It looks a bit sloppy in all honesty, and the commentators would usually comment something like, "You didn't get all of that," to try and cover it up, but the 2 commentators here kind of ignore it and just move on with it.
I kind of like that it was sloppy because again it made it feel more real to me. It didn't feel choreographed because I love fast-paced wrestling and I love when they're very flippy and they're doing like all the acrobatics, but sometimes it feels too choreographed. It feels like I'm watching gymnastics. They're not doing it because it's a skill, they're doing it as a move.
Yes, you understand, you get it. Yeah, exactly, like not every punch that Mike Tyson throws lands. It's not every punch is a knockout. Oku slowly makes his way back to his feet and climbs to the top rope. Ospreay slows down Oku with a jumping headbutt while he's still perched on the top. Oku manages to break free, with Ospreay now perched on the top as well, and lands a running dropkick to the champion. He looks for a Hurricane Rana off the top, but Ospreay has escaped and looks for a powerbomb, but then that is reversed in mid-air and Oku does get to hit the Hurricane Rana for a close count. As Ospreay rolls to the outside, Oku jumps over the top rope, does a shooting star press to Ospreay on the outside and manages to land on his feet as well. Oku pushes Will back into the ring and pulls off a springboard Hurricane Rana. He slips slightly on the top rope again, but manages to compose his balance and then pull it off faultlessly.
See, that now looked to me like a botch. But it was okay. I think it was more the slipping off the rope made it seem more like a botch.
Oku was getting battered in the early going as well. It made everything look like he had to rush things to try and get things in.
Yeah.
In a moment that turns the match on its head, Oku makes his way to the top rope again, but with his back to Ospreay in the ring. Ospreay manages to sneak up behind him and push him off, crashing to a table on the outside. I didn't even notice there was a table there.
No, it looked really believable, that did. And like normally when you put people for a table, like, oh come on, but that looked painful.
Because it's almost like a little just desk table.
Yeah, it's like a fold-up desk, and the desk didn't even break.
No.
It looked like he wasn't supposed to hit that.
As Oku stays down, we cut to shots of his family and girlfriend looking worried in the crowd.
This was the only part that I said, is his girlfriend a wrestler? Because I didn't know who she was, but I can tell when a wrestler is acting and doing a spot.
Wrestling acting is always...
Terrible.
Yeah, not so much terrible.
A lot of it is.
A lot of it is, but it's a lot more hammy than natural acting.
It was her eyes. She had like demonic eyes. Like, I didn't feel like genuine worry. It felt like a wrestler just doing a spot, and that took me out of it. Whereas before, when they showed her, even if she was a wrestler, she was his girlfriend, and even though she was shouting and they were showing her, it was fine. But this, she just overdid it for me.
Ospreay pushes his way through the workers who are trying to tend to Oku. He pushes him back in the ring, and we can see that he's been busted open. Ospreay grabs hold of Oku's freshly cut hair, and lays in 3 stiff Kawada kicks to the head, and lays his foot on the head of his prone opponent. Oku tries to hulk up and get some forearm blows onto the champion. I will admit here, some really weak looking punching, but Ospreay returns with a hook kick and stuns him. Ospreay ties Oku in the corner and lands not 1, not 2, but 3 cheeky Nando's kicks, which force the challenger to the outside. Imagine having 3 cheeky Nando's in one go. That's too much Nando's.
Too much.
Too cheeky, if anything. Ospreay rolls onto the bottom rope and drags Oku to right in front of his family, which results in Oku's girlfriend throwing a full drink to Ospreay's face. Not accepting this, Wool pulls Amira by the hair over the guardrail into the ringside area.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'd do the same if someone poured a drink in my face. I mean, I went to a concert last night and somebody was walking down the stairs and poured, like, didn't even pour it. They slipped and some of their drink went on me and I was livid. And that wasn't even like they poured it in my face. They slipped and a little bit went on my shoulder and I was fuming.
You didn't grab him by the hair though.
If they poured it in my face, I might have done.
Fair enough. Oku then gets fired up and lands a running dropkick on Ospreay as he crashes into the guardrail. Oku then makes his way to the top rope and lands a frog splash onto a standing Ospreay who is still on the outside of the ring. When they both get up, Ospreay is now busted open as well.
There's a lot of blood.
There was a lot more blood on Ospreay than Oku.
Yeah.
The blade job was unfortunately caught on camera, but it wasn't really Will's fault. It was the cameraman or the editors that didn't cut away. Michael Oku makes his way to the top rope and lands a thudding knee down onto the back of Ospreay's leg. In an act of revenge, Oku starts to wipe Ospreay's blood on his chest. Oku slows down the champ with a single leg Boston Crab, but can't keep him from reaching the ropes. This is kind of the Stone Cold Bret Hart moment where Austin's bleeding trying to reach the ropes.
Yeah.
Oku looks for a poison rana on the ring apron, but Ospreay powers out and takes charge again with a cutter onto the hardest part of the ring. Ospreay then himself locks in the half crab on Oku and tries to finish him with his very own finisher. Ospreay then clobbers him with a horrid looking elbow strike to the back of his head.
It looked painful.
I hate Ospreay's hits to the back of the head. I say I hate them, I love them because they're amazing, but they're so horrible looking they always make me wince.
Yeah.
Ospreay looks for another hidden blade, but Oku ducks and hits a super kick before getting caught himself in a Spanish fly for a 2 count. Ospreay goes for his finisher, the Stormbreaker, but the tide turns yet again when Oku reverses and lands a tombstone piledriver in the centre of the ring. Oku then taunts Ospreay with Okada's pose, who is his biggest foe in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I didn't get that reference.
Okada and Ospreay used to be teammates in New Japan, and then they became biggest foes, and Okada always used to beat Ospreay with the Rainmaker. So Oku then looks for a Rainmaker, but Ospreay has it scouted and reverses it into a sit-out powerbomb, a cutter, and then follows it up by a hidden blade, but Oku still manages to kick out. Ospreay picks up the almost unconscious Oku and repeatedly slaps him until he collapses to the mat. Ospreay takes off his elbow pad looking for another hidden blade, but is rolled up into the single leg crab again. Then, taking a leaf out of Ospreay's biggest influence, Oku manages to hit a Styles Clash. With one last ditch effort, Oku locks in another single leg crab and arches back as far as he possibly can, but Ospreay manages to crawl to the ropes. Back on their feet, Ospreay gets nailed with 2 super kicks and a running knee to the back of the head.
Again, that looks really painful. I felt that.
Oku climbs to the top rope but misses his frog splash, and Ospreay takes advantage with not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 5 hidden blades, but keeps picking Oku back up off his shoulders. Oku's trainer tries to throw in the towel, but Oku is begging him not to. Amira then gets through the barricade as well, but Oku won't quit. He's hit with another hidden blade and the towel is thrown in. However, because there are no ref stoppages in this match, the match must continue.
I like that spot. I like the idea of it because they didn't hammer on, like with the commentary, they didn't keep going on. Like if that was WWE and then at the end they'd be like, they're throwing in the towel, they're throwing in the towel. It doesn't matter. They can throw in the towel. It's not going to matter. They can't stop this match. The ref can't even if he wants to. It would have been like that for...
Yeah. In the greatest bit of heel work you'll see, Ospreay grabs the towel, wipes it in Oku's bloody face and throws it back into Amira's face.
That was nice of him.
He then hits the Stormbreaker for the 1-2-3 while giving the finger to his family.
I did like it. I thought that was a strong heel ending.
As Ospreay is then sitting in the corner, Amira gets back into the ring and starts to slap him as the refs and all the trainers try to attend to a downed Oku.
Hello everyone, Andrew. Look what he's done. And look, Will Ospreay's pleased with himself. Will Ospreay's pleased with himself.
Why shouldn't he be pleased with himself? Why shouldn't be pleased with himself, eh? Still champion.
He's smiling.
So Vicky, what did you think of this match? And do you think it was better than the last Will Ospreay match that we watched?
I thought it was good. Do you want my star rating? So I'm giving it 4.5. I thought it was good. It didn't feel as long as I expected it to when I saw the length of it. Because when I saw the video that we had was 57 minutes, I was like, I don't have time for that. I'm very much a Rumble's 57 minutes. And I kind of wish the build-up at the beginning was, I'd say half or even 2/3 of the time. It just took a bit long to get going for me. And if I wasn't doing a review, I probably would have gone on my phone. I struggle with slow burn anything though.
You do.
Like it's just something, as I said, I have the attention span of a goldfish. So if I'm not into it, I will give up.
Some would say you had the attention span of a spoon.
Apparently. But no, for me, it was a bit too long of a burn at the beginning for me to give it 5-star. I think if the beginning bit was, say, 10 or 15 minutes instead of 20, it probably would have kept me more intrigued. But also, I don't know the backstory. If you follow it and you know the history behind it, the burn might not have felt as long than when you come in blind. So when we watch the rematch, if it had a similar intro, then I probably wouldn't notice it as much. But with this, when I go in blind, and I was just like, this is just a bit slow, personally. But it didn't feel as long. Like when it came to the end, I was like, oh, it's been 57 minutes. When it got going, it was good.
Do you think Will Ospreay works better as a heel or a face for you?
Both. I think it depends. I think he can do both really well. A bit like Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
He's great as a face and great as a heel. I think he's one of those that can do both. I was going to say like Austin, but Austin as a heel was still a face and it was a really weird time. I just think it depends on what story he's given. What about you?
I think I prefer him as a heel.
But you prefer his music as a face?
Yeah, that's why it's a tough decision. What were your first thoughts on Michael Oku?
I thought he was really good. Again, never heard of him, never seen him. I thought he was really good. Has he been wrestling long? Showing my ignorance now.
Not all that long. I think his debut was something like 2017.
Okay.
So he is very young. I think it was only about that. I don't think he's been around long at all, to be honest. Well, funnily enough, he hasn't even got a Wikipedia page or anything.
Okay.
So you can tell like he's not that well known outside of the British scene at the moment, but I think that could change. Going
back to heel and face, I'm thinking AEW, MJF. I'd say I'd put Will Ospreay in that kind of category in terms of heel and face, like he can do both. Do you know what I mean? He plays a heel well, he plays a face well, and I think the crowd will get behind whatever the character's doing at that time.
So the reason we are doing this review right now is because on the 18th of February, these two will go head to head again at Rev Pro High Stakes for the British Undisputed Heavyweight title again. So with this match coming up, how do you think they can top this match? What will they have to do to top this one?
Oh, that's a good question. Put me on the spot now.
Yeah, sorry.
I think it needs to be shorter. Again, less of a slow burn at the beginning. If a match is good, don't ever try and recreate it because it's never as good second time. If you do the same thing, you think, oh, that worked, we'll do it again. No, it never does. Off the top of my head, I can't think of many rematches that have been exactly the same thing that have been better second time. People have had rematches and the second match has been better, but you need to mix it up. I don't think they should have the spot with Amira was the girlfriend.
Yep.
I don't think she should get involved. I think keep her out of it this time. Or if she's involved again, it can't be the same day.
In the storyline, if they say she found it so hard last time, she can't bear to be at ringside or something like that, you know?
Or if they had her in the corner so she is involved. So it needs to either be, don't have her involved until like it was so traumatic she couldn't be there, or this time she is in his corner and she gets involved. If she's in the corner, have her interfere, like if there's a pin, pull him off. I hate ref distractions, but even a ref distraction, just something that would work, because if she distracts the ref and then if it's a no disqualification and then he hits her. Dave Meltzer's thoughts on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku is everything everyone says it was. This was a throwback to the absolute peak of territorial wrestling from 40 years ago. The whole presentation from opening video to the close is a must-see, but the last 15 minutes are amazing. 5 stars. Hang on a minute. Can we just hold the press and alert everybody in the media that Dave Meltzer wrote something that was actually readable and legible?
That may be because that review is just from Twitter and he only has so many characters to work with.
Even so.
It's still impressive for him.
Yeah, that was readable. I haven't just had to spend 45 minutes having to re-edit trying to read his thoughts because he can't. How he works in media and publication, you would have thought by now he'd have got better.
I think a lot of people would agree with you there.
And the fact that it's something off Twitter that's legible makes sense. That's even more shocking.
That's true. Do you agree with his thoughts?
Did have the vibes of 40 years ago, the territorial wrestling. I wouldn't say the whole presentation from opening to close is must-see. I could have cut a bit off the beginning. The last 15 minutes are amazing. 4.5 stars.
Ooh, now see, I haven't said my review yet.
What do you think?
I think it's a 5-star match. I love these types of matches. I'm more of a slow burn storytelling style match. They're my favourites.
I like a storytelling match, but don't make it so boring at the beginning. They could have just cut it by half the time. Don't bore us, get to the chorus. You can have a slow burn, but it doesn't need to be that long. Like if I'm reading a book, 2 or 3 chapters, that's fine. But if I'm 10 chapters in and nothing's happened, I then feel like I'm committed and I have to stick to it. But I'm not.
I know what you say. I kind of agree. It could have been a little bit shorter, but I did think it was an absolutely peak match. It was a brilliant match, I thought. Yeah. I love the storytelling of it. I love the David and Goliath dynamic that they both had, with Oku stepping up a weight class. He kept refusing to quit. I love the part with the family at ringside.
Another hit and blade. Just like he promises, connects with a Stormbreaker. There's a cover, and it's over. Still the champion. What did you all expect?
So there you have it, guys. That's another 5-star match review in the bag. What did you think of this match? Do you agree that it should have been given 5 stars? Are you looking forward to the rematch this weekend? If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it would really help out this small channel grow, and we can continue to make these videos. If there is a 5-star match that you would like us to review, then please let us know. So as always, it's a bye from Vicky.
Bye guys.
And it's a bye from me. Bye. And hopefully we'll see you for another video soon.